Then why aren't you capturing? This should hopefully be voice acted. If it's not, I'm not going to be doing unique voices for each person because that's just going to get really rough. Is there a bordered mode? Nope. Controls? Does it have controller support? Doesn't look like it. Voiceover. Let's go. Yeah, no controller support. All right. Oh, well, maybe not for this guy. Rinko. Oh, it has the tiniest little background voices. God damn it. Rinko. Erica? No one wants to talk about it, but it's all that's on anyone's minds these days. Mysterious things are happening all around Shibuya. Sightings, attacks, disappearances, fear. How's a kid supposed to be a kid in a time like this? Okay, voiceover volume is way low, so I'm just going to crank that up. But honestly, Ryota never really was like most kids. He's not usually glued to his phone all day. The Kirigaoka vanishing. The Marunouchi vanishing. The bathroom vanishing. Ryota's concerns bring him to a mysterious case file posted online. It's titled The Kirigaoka Vanishing. He reads it to himself the best he can. Having tracked another report of dark fog to the area, arrived to find it had passed, leaving dreary rain hanging over the neighborhood. At the scene, all we found were the clothes of a mother and a son, left behind like two molted cicada shells. It's hard to even imagine, a parent and her child just gone, precious lives snuffed out forever. My heart sank knowing that I had failed to protect them. It was the worst feeling I'd ever felt, as if on cue, the rain started pouring down. Heavier and heavier it fell with each passing minute, but I couldn't be bothered to take out my umbrella. That's when the obvious culprits returned to the scene of the crime, a group of monsters. They had umbrellas of their own, as if rain followed them wherever they go. I was furious. I brought hell down onto them at that very moment. They tried to protect themselves with the umbrellas, but I just kept pounding on them until they were battered and broken. I was so exhausted I could have fallen over at any moment, but my utter wrath kept me going. As I picked up to leave, I still refused to open my own umbrella. I just walked away, rain pouring and soaking me to the bone. KK. Unable to shake the idea that monsters are all around him, Ryota navigates on his phone to a document called the Marunouchi Vanishing. The language is complicated, but he works to understand it. It says, I got a tip on a missing woman from Marunouchi. When you've been a detective for as long as I have, you tend to build up a big network of contacts. The story my contact told me was that they saw the woman one day when the fog rolled in, blanketed the area, and then poof, she was gone. Times like these make me wish a certain somebody was around. Come to think of it, the fog and these disappearances set the scene for when I first met the rest of my crew. Everybody kept talking about folks who's up and disappearing, and I thought it was a load of horse shit. It wasn't until I met them, and until my encounter, that I believed. Ever since then, I've been haunted by what I would have once called hallucinations. Turns out, being able to see spirits and monsters isn't fantasy movie nonsense after all. Guess I should be thankful, because otherwise I would have seen through that monster taking the form of a woman. She made a bunch of red orbs appear that chased me around, but I knew so long as I didn't let myself get surrounded, I'd be okay. She was a nightmare to look at, so I put her out of her misery. When I searched the scene, I spotted a woman's handbag, found the missing lady's ID cards in there. Then I came across some clothes that looked like they would have been hers. They were in a little pile, but the way they had fallen made it clear her body had just vanished. No mistaking whose handiwork it was, either. I'd finally managed to get my hands on a solid enough lead to work with. KK. The bathroom vanishing. Could monsters really live among us? These case files say yes, they absolutely can, and do. According to this one, a lady called me about a missing person who vanished from the bathroom of her apartment. Usually I'd brush it off as another runaway, but after seeing the crow circling above her apartment, I had a feeling there'd be more to this. The black stains on the front door verified my hunch. Turns out that I'm the only one that can see these black stains. The lady who lived there and showed me in made no signs of noticing it. She showed me the bathtub and gave me a play-by-play of what had happened. Cthulhu's, this is the Ghostwire Tokyo Prelude, the corrupted case file. Her boyfriend was taking a bath longer than usual, and so she went to the bathroom to check in on him. When she opened the door, her boyfriend was gone, and for a short instant, there was a reflection of an old shrine on the surface of the bathwater. I rubbed my finger on the rim of the bathtub, and there was a transparent, sticky, slime-like substance on it. A reflection of a shrine shone on the water's surface. I'll need to talk further with my team about this incident, to see if these things ring any bells. I purged the black stain on the front door, and then left the scene. Poor lady. What will she do now? What can any of us do? KK. The Kitty Gauga vanishing. In these posts, the kid had found something. Or rather, someone. Someone called KK has been looking into monsters in this part of town. A believer, just like Ryota. Social media would never lie. And that means KK is an expert, maybe the expert in all things paranormal. There's only one thing left to do. Having pored over every story, post, and grainy photo about local monsters he could find, Ryota prepares to take action. I'm going to ask this KK guy for help. To help. Just got to figure out where he lives first. Sagasu. Ghostwire Tokyo. Alright. Don't think he's an Animal Crossing pupper, Cthulhu's. Dear Mr. Investigator Person. Dear Mr. Investigator Person. Hello, how are you? I am not good, and I need your help. Monsters got my best friend Sosuke. Rinko sits up in her chair. She zeroed in on one of a dozen monitors from across a makeshift command center stuffed into this cramped Tokyo apartment. It happened near the manhole. Please help me get him back. Data flies across the screens, seemingly too much. Charts and graphs, maps and mathematical equations, even social media feeds and open case files. Somehow, through all of those screens and all that clutter, Ryota's message catches Rinko's eye. Sounds desperate, but it could just be some bored kid trolling us. Calm and confident, Rinko insists on balancing compassion with skepticism in her analytical approach. On the other hand, that manhole's within the vicinity of several recent incidents. Maybe he is involved. She knows what she thinks, but she also knows no one can protect Tokyo all by themselves. Trusting your teammates is the only way to keep everyone safe. What do you make of it, Ed? Sorry, I just had a thought that starting this game may have stopped Lies of P from downloading, and indeed it did. Okay, we're good. Ed squints and takes a single deep breath as he turns to the screen. He has something to say, but holds it back. Technology is easy. People are hard. Instead of speaking up, he places a small recorder on his desk. He presses play, and as the audio begins to roll, Ed turns and walks away. I've heard intriguing stories about so-called manhole girls in Japan, vengeful ghosts of bullied students said to trick other children into following them into the sewer, from where they never return. If any information turns up about such anomalies, I'd be keen to investigate, though I speak purely out of personal interest. It might not be enough to make the rest of my team pursue it without further evidence. Okay. Safe to say, you somehow found the time to record something this specific about a single urban legend that you want to look into it. Ed is already engrossed in other work. He doesn't respond. He certainly doesn't notice when Rinko rolled her eyes. He rarely does. Probably best we have no idea how you spend your free time, huh, Ed? Eric has been sitting next to Rinko this entire time, listening and waiting for the right time to chime in. That time is... Want me to check it out? I don't think so, Erica. It could be dangerous. What if something happens to you? Seriously? You still don't trust me to go out by myself for 5 minutes in the middle of the day? At just 16 years old, Rinko might be right not to trust Erica on something dangerous. But Rinko knows that Erica has shown a maturity beyond her years. She gives Erica an almost sisterly look of skepticism. You know it's not that. Rinko quickly turns back to her monitors and away from Erica. But for all her maturity, Erica can't quite keep from pouting. Stop making that face. Besides, we've got our very own private detective in the vicinity already. I'll have him take a look. The stall is brimming as a wide array of customers eat in relative silence. The only sound they make is the slurping of their noodles. That silence breaks when a phone begins to vibrate upon the countertop. The owner ignores it, choosing to focus on his meal instead. The phone doesn't care about his hunger and continues to vibrate. The phone wins. The peace and solitude have shattered. This is no way to enjoy noodles. God damn it. The silent diner finally glances at the screen. He begins to mutter to himself. Another case. These people have me working harder than my enemies ever did. Can't even get 5 minutes to enjoy a nice quiet lunch. Oh, I could have actually hung up. Oh. Let me guess, I'll be risking life and limb. How about you let it ring for so long? Too scared to pick up? Yeah, you know the exact day I stopped being scared of anything. The day you stopped being a loner and hooked up with us so we could have your back? Sure, that works. Besides, I'm not full enough to pretend this team isn't half okay. If you need backup, you know I'll be there. No questions asked. I actually already volunteered, but right now there's nothing dangerous to be worried about. It's a simple check-in on a report of some suspicious activity that might be connected to these phenomena we've been looking into. It's always the simple cases that go south the fastest. You know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe Erica should run point on this one. Sure, she's just a kid, but you're busy, so... Whoa, hold up. Let's not sacrifice the rookie to make me look bad. I'm already out. Send me the info and I'll get on it. First, though, I need to talk to one of you about something. Hey, Rinko. Let me guess. Pissed I interrupted your precious solitary soba time, guy? Irked. Not pissed. I was almost done. God forbid the report of a vengeful spirit abducting children interrupt the same bowl of noodles you've had 1,000 times. Not much left in this world I love. When I think of something else, I'll tell you. You won't have a chance to add that to that list if we don't figure this out. We both know how powerful the forces we're dealing with really are. We have to keep pulling these threads until we've unraveled the whole damn thing. No thread is too small. Guess I can't argue with that. No, I can rely on you. Might be the only thing I know for certain. Now go prove how smart I am, dumbass. It's the job I was born to do. Ooh, have fun watching Eat Man. And enjoy your lurk. Thank you very much, Blues. Ryota doesn't notice the people passing him on the street. They don't notice him either. He's young, but he is very much alone. His focus is centered on the small bit of paper in his hands. After a couple folds, the paper finds a familiar configuration. It's one of those bullshit relationship pyramid origami fucking things that you flip back and forth and it tells you whether you're gonna be successful or not with the women's that people would do back in elementary school. With a head, arms, and body, it takes shape. A palm-sized person stands in his hand. As Ryota inspects his creation, someone who has been observing him from afar steps out of the shadows. What have you got there? Ryota looks up. He's nervous, but clutches the paper doll in his hand to stay brave. He's not running or hiding, despite the gruff stranger staring at him. No need to be afraid. I'm not here to do anything bad to you or your little friend. Gotta admit, I've been known to carry the odd paper doll with me on investigations. Strange habit, I know. But you get the benefits of a partner without the annoying small talk. Ryota's shoulders ease. He lets his guard down as he listens to the detective and re-examines the folded paper. The detective surprises himself with his playful tone. He's rusty, but he somehow still feels comfortable talking to the scared kid. Sometimes paper dolls are used for magical purposes. You a sorcerer by chance? Now's the time to tell me. So you really are him, huh? Gonna have to be more specific, kid. You're KK, the ghost hunter from the files. You must be. I just thought you'd be taller. They say you solve strange mysteries, right? KK? Maybe. The detective looks closely at Ryota's phone. He sees the social media posts featuring photos of various case files he's worked on, collected in one place. Look, I only use those initials because writing out my name is a pain, and I got too much pain already. Not your problem, right? Anyhow, that's me, KK. But I'm not a ghost hunter, I'm a detective. KK's demeanor hardens a bit, dropping the playfulness. You want an investigator, kid? Well, you got one. So glad you're going to look into the disappearances of the manholes. Here's the thing, I already did. Made some calls on the way here. There's no record of any recent disappearances. Still got a few friends on the forest, so I can dig up dirt quick. KK shoots Ryota a serious look. Not trying to pull a fast one on me, are you, kid? It's true, honest. My buddy Sosuke disappeared. He hasn't come home since yesterday. Last place I saw him was right back here. Ryota motions to the alleyway behind him. He went down that way. I tried to follow, but I couldn't find him. He was completely gone. If Ryota is bluffing, he's an incredible liar. A sadness comes over him when he looks back towards the alley. KK looks back and forth, from the kid and then to the alleyway behind him. All alleys are dark, but this one looks like it's never seen daylight. See any fog when that happened, the moment he disappeared? Now that you mention it, there has been something spooky around, like a kind of fog or darkness, but it came and then went. Alright. KK mutters something to himself as he eyeballs the alleyway behind Ryota. Nothing looks immediately out of place. With so much going down in this city, some kid getting lost doesn't exactly seem like front page news. Call the kid's bluff, or press for more info? Need more to go on, kid. Why are you so convinced he was taken? Didn't happen to anyone else around here. But it did happen to my best friend. Sosuke's been missing for 2 full days. Everyone's been looking, but no one can find him. What about his parents? Have they filed a police report? I'm the only one who really cares about Sosuke. I know he needs me. And no one else is even looking for him anymore. Just me. He's lucky to have you. It's like when you saw crows circling. It's like when you saw crows circling above the building in one of the cases you investigated. You knew there was more to it than everyone else. Well, Mr. KK, I know there's more to Sosuke's disappearance. I just need your help. Really did your homework, huh? I'm impressed. You're more dedicated than most adults I know. You remind me of my friend Erica. She lost someone too, and she'll never stop fighting for them either. KK takes another glance at the alley. Alright, show me exactly where this Sosuke pal of yours disappeared. Ryota perks up. So you're gonna look into it? I'm here, ain't I? Let me check in with my team, see if they figured anything out. Could save us some time. Welcome on in, Nia. Good to see you. How you doing? KK reaches for his phone. What's up? We're all here. Just need a quick word with one of you to follow up on what the kid has told me. You find anything else? I know you've been searching all over on your fancy computer. Some worrying details have started to emerge. The type of details that mean he is for sure involved. Okay, thanks, Steam. I'm doing all right, Nia. Streams had some weird ups and downs, but we're doing good now. Social media is starting to fill up with posts about the appearance of a mysterious dark fog. It's been popping up in neighborhoods with similar data sets to the one Ryota called from. School absences are also on the rise. I can't confirm if those represent actual disappearances or just spooked kids trading scary stories, but it's clear fear and paranoia are taking hold. Yeah, figured out that much. Oh, really? You carry a fear and paranoia detector now? Did Ed develop that when I wasn't paying attention? Years on the force are what gave me my fear detector. You can't beat experience. But I do appreciate your input, even if I already knew it all. Ryota? Ryota? It's time to find Sosuke. Nothing looks out of place, but things are really what they seem. KK slowly but deliberately reaches his hands out. He's not holding on to anything, but you would think that he is by the way he's moving, like he's got something invisible dangling from his fingertips. Ryota has no clue what he's trying to do, but he watches closely. However, what happens next can only be seen by KK's eyes. As KK opens his fingers, a sparkling orb of energy drops from his hand down to the ground. It ripples like water in a still pond, energy flowing outward into the world. Detective vision. KK is Batman. A strange trail floats into view as though a spirit has passed through this place. Psychic energy. The trail leads further on, deeper into the alley and out of view. Guess he went that way. Puzzled, Ryota follows KK's eye line down the alley, but sees nothing out of the ordinary. What happened? I don't see anything. Trust me, kid. It's good you can't see it. This is a power you don't want. You're too young for it. To take a risk like that and change your life forever. The world's a scary place. Keeps getting worse. We're gonna find your friend and get you back into your life. KK and Rinko are in big trouble this time, running like rats, desperate to stay alive, with only a dingy old sofa between them and... What? That was a sudden transition. Monsters. We'd better find another exit. Rinko turns to KK and sees him holding his head. He appears to be in great pain. Damn, it's happening again. Your body's reacting to the ether. As KK looks at the room, his vision begins to break in half. He tries to focus, but rather than reform, everything continues to split apart even further. That's a really cool effect. Another hallucination. The world is breaking in two. That'd be crystallized ether, another form of matter. Sounds like your body's entered the final stages of affinity. From the thin air, like phantoms, these horrific visitors appear, surrounding KK and Rinko. Damn, we're surrounded. So that was just like a flashback to how he got his power, I suppose? Mr. KK? Are you okay? Sorry, kid. My mind can be a little hard to control. Just kind of stood there for a little while. Sometimes my memories take me places. Hate to leave you alone again, but you need to wait here while I look for your pal. Sit tight. I won't be long. Yeah, it's a, did you not know about this, Ice? I saw you were just streaming Ghostwire. Yeah, it's a free to download Prelude visual novel thing. It's about like 30 minutes, so I thought we would do this while we downloaded the Lies of P demo that I had deleted and not reinstalled. Yeah. A report on Rinko's computer setup flashes on screen. Ed's monitoring software has a hold of something big. The results are clear, spiritual residue, and it's exactly at KK's location. What is it now? We just received an alert. There's a massive surge of spiritual energy at your location. Hold off on pursuing until we're able to send support. Can't wait forever for you guys. We might have a missing child on our hands. Got plenty of evidence. I know what I'm getting myself into. Remember, fog reports are increasing. There's fear in the streets. Time to act. Of course I know these things. I'm the one who told you. I also know how dangerous it's getting out there. This time could be even worse than the last. What if he shows up? Wish you would. Excited to see that mask snap in two when I put my fist through it. It's not fair to ask us for help when you think you need us, then use our own words against us when you're too impatient to act as a team. We're in this together. KK decides to address one team member specifically to make his case. Fair? What about anything that happened to us is fair? This job that no one asks us to do, but we all know we can't escape. You're damn right. It happened to us, not just you. I had to throw myself into the fire, even though I knew I'd get burned. Hurt like hell, but it saved both our lives. Couldn't forget that day if I wanted to. There's no way of knowing what could have happened if you didn't. Or what would have happened if you didn't. Just because you got hurt doesn't mean that was the only option. You're right that I didn't agree with you then, and I don't agree with you now either. But I also know that you're just doing what you feel you must. I hate that I admire you for that sometimes. This team means everything to me, Rinko. It's all I've got. I'm gonna protect it. Trust me. I'm trying. Maybe make it easier next time. I'll talk to you later. I'm in the middle of investigating. He never was any good at following people's directions. That attitude of his is precisely what saved our hides on countless occasions. You don't think I realized that? Erica smiles, thinking about KK's attitude. It doesn't bother her. Damn, they're everywhere. KK's eyes dart between the two horrific figures, and to some incredibly strange glowing crystals that hover nearby. As he tries to speak, KK wheezes painfully. Rinko, What would happen if someone tried to touch one of those ether crystals? Your guess is as good as mine. Might give you the power to fight back, might just make you even more miserable. Who can say? What about him? Did it grant him strength? Rinko nods silently. After getting his answer, KK, without hesitation, stretches his hand out toward the crystals. Wait, stop! Stopping's not an option. Not for any of us. You don't know what'll happen. It could kill you. And those things won't. We're dead if we don't try something. We aren't out of options yet. You've thrown away everything to fight these monsters, same as me. There's not a goddamn thing left to lose at this point. Before Rinko can say anything else, KK reaches all the way out. Looks like someone in the manhole gave him a hand. KK follows the trail of psychic energy deeper into the dark Shibuya alleyway, away from the glow of familiar streetlights and vending machines. His venture into the unseen brings him to a manhole cover where the spirit residue flashes with an eerie intensity. This spot is clearly the origin point of whatever spirit is at the center of this mystery. Did they take you this way, Sosuke? KK looks around again, and finding nothing, focuses his attention on this haunted manhole. The spectral vision shows KK a lot more than he thought it might, revealing a glowing specter hovering in this dark and dreary place, the spirit of a man in his 30s. A Jibagure. According to Japanese lore, this type of spirit is trapped in a physical location. Okay, Spectre, what's keeping you tied down there? The Spectre seems unable to answer him. Instead, he mutters as if distracted or perhaps completely delirious. Either or, maybe both. Spectres aren't especially concerned with politeness or clarity. Neither of us is going anywhere until I get some answers. I need to know, what are you doing here, specifically at this manhole cover? Why haunt this place? I thought I was a kid, playing around, just having fun. Alone. I wanted to make sure he was safe. So, just being neighborly, eh? Yes. No, not making friend, protecting, but he wasn't. It wasn't. Wasn't a kid, though, was it? There was something else. Something lurking in these shadows. Did I die? I think I died, but this isn't what I expected. What was it? Monster? Monster? The Spectre points downwards. Underneath, huh? KK stares at the manhole as though if he just looks hard enough, he'll suddenly see what lurks in the darkness beneath its cover. He doesn't have to see the Spectre nod to know he's right. It went that way. Before he can pull up the manhole cover and see for himself, a long shadow creeps in from the edge of the alleyway. Did you find anything? Yeah, it's a cool style. Ice. Snooping around is a detective business. You don't belong back here. I thought I heard you talking to someone. Who is this youngster? Only I can hear you, so don't bother. Only you can hear me? Well, sure, nobody else is even here. This is turning into a damn clown show. Kid, I need you to stay here while I go down. It's not safe for you there. Not safe, monster. But how do you know you'll be safe up here? I'll be safe up here. My team's one call away. They'll get here quick if you're in danger. Weren't you just saying something about being in the middle of an investigation and too busy to talk to anyone? Funny you should mention that. I could actually use some help. I believe they call it client services. Who are you calling, mister? Are they nice like you or nicer? Client services? Sounds more like babysitting to me. If only you would just wait for us to get there. When we play the hand, we're dealt. And juggling work and childcare has never been my strong suit. I need a little support. Rinko sighs. Long, tired sigh of a frustrated person who knows that in the end, of course, they'll help. She'll always help him, just as he will always help her. And I have the perfect candidate in mind. We're just clicking Rinko for everything. You, Rinko. There's nobody I trust more. The way you've looked after Erica, you've got away with young people, I just don't. Talk some sense into this kid. Make him give me the space I need to get the job done. Put him on. Ryota holds KK's phone to his ear, happy to make another new friend. Yes, Miss Ghost Hunter? No, Ryota. This is Rinko. I'm the one who first read your message about your friend Sosuke. We're going to find him. You just have to trust us and listen to us. We also need your help. Will you help us? We need a new deputy for our paranormal investigation force. A deputy? Like a real deputy? Yes! Perfect. You're now our official task force lookout. It's a tough job, and not just anyone can do it, but I believe in you. I'm sending an alert to your smartphone right now. Every 5 minutes, send me a message and tell me what you see, even if it's just normal stuff. I'll do my best. But you need to stay right where you are. If you go anywhere, that wouldn't be good task force lookout work. In that case, I would be forced to demote you to a lower position, and you have no idea the kind of paperwork that would create. You can count on me, Rinko. KK watches as Ryota smiles and hands the phone back to him. Then the kid puts on a tough deputy face and begins to survey the entrance to the alley. We good? He's on lookout duty. That should keep him busy for a while. But you better proceed with caution. We're on our way. You're the best. Tell me something I don't already know. Now to get down there and find your pal, Sosuke. Dirty water splashes under KK's feet as he makes his way through the still darkness of Shibuya's sewers. The further he goes, the darker it gets, but not because of any change in light. No, this darkness is unnatural. In fact, it's not darkness at all, it's tangible. Dense fog made of spiritual energy fills the air. Toxic paranormal waste coats the ground and plugs the drains. Ooh, but the air itself is rejecting him. The corruption flows between worlds and reaches around him, blocking KK's way. How long has it been building up right below our feet? Is it like this everywhere? As KK goes deeper, the Kagare only increases. There's definitely something here if there's this much corruption swirling around. Nothing I can't handle, though. Alone in the darkness, KK summons his power and plays Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow. There we go. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Yeah, now the boss can't revive. Cleanses the corruption, returning the sewer to its normal state. That's better, minus the stink. With the Kagare now cleared, as if they were waiting for a moment of safety, someone appears. Sosuke, is that you? The small boy avoids KK's look, turning his back and picking at something on the wet ground. Splish splash, splish splash. Hey mister, have you played Little Nightmares? It's available right now on Steam and your favorite console of choice. Hey you, kid, you okay? Can you hear me? Are you hiding from something? Take a bath, take a bath. Come on, kid. This isn't the time or the place. Answer me. Not trying to scare you, but you gotta work with me here. In the vast darkness of the sewer, the sound of KK's phone suddenly rings out, the tinny chime echoing back and forth around the hollow space. The small boy in the raincoat doesn't seem to notice. He must be very preoccupied. I'm close. I found Sosuke, but I'm worried he won't... Down so far, the signal to KK's phone is barely holding on. He can only make out a few sounds and struggles to make out what words they might be forming. Hello? Is anybody there? Rinko, is that you? Ed, Erica, who is this? Rinko, can you hear me? Are you with Ryota? Can you ask him, was Sosuke wearing a yellow raincoat? The scratchy connection makes it almost impossible to understand. Sosuke. It's about Sosuke. Not... Rinko, I can't understand. Sosuke's not what? Not Sosuke! The call cuts out, the phone going dead in KK's hand. Damn. Enough screwing around, Sosuke. Just like that, finally, as if called by his mother to come to dinner, the child responds. He stands up and turns to KK with his dead, evil eyes. You're not Sosuke. You're the monster. KK raises his hand and calls forth an energy that he discovered that day long ago. The day he found his back against the wall, reaching out and touching the ether crystal. Ever heard of a ethereal weaving monster? Energy surges from KK's hand, green light whining and glowing, charging around his fingertips. The increasingly bright light glows, illuminating the tunnel. And in that moment, standing in the center of the tunnel, we can see this monster, this raincoat visitor, just in time for it to press a child's whistle to its mouth, and... at a stranger's fingertips lies KK, now a prisoner. I need my subject to remain calm, or else nothing will get done. Despite being captive, KK flashes the stranger a fierce glare. You son of a bitch. Hello, my new friend. I'm keen to see how useful your vessel turns out to be. The stranger takes something out and holds it in his hand. An amulet, though clearly not simply for decoration. It surges with power. He looks from the amulet and back to KK and smiles. As the monstrous little raincoat visitor blows his whistle, he steps back into the shadowy darkness. Running away, huh? But he's not running away at all. In fact, he's only making space for two much larger, far more horrifying visitors to show up and challenge KK. I've been waiting to run into you again. Let's go, you bastards. Summon a shield to protect from one visitor's attack. Damage a single visitor with a wind attack. Visitors perish after 2 hits. A talisman that stops visitors from moving. It will be consumed on use. A barrier appears in front of KK. An umbrella visitor attacks, but his attack is deflected by the barrier. The barrier is broken. One umbrella visitor is injured. An umbrella visitor attacks. Is that the system? Just attack him and barrier? I need my subject to remain calm or else nothing will get done. What? Huh? All right. I didn't click on that, but sure. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, this is kind of falling apart. The umbrella visitors are frozen in place. Only one stunned talisman is left. Yeah, it's incredibly unclear what we're supposed to do with this interaction. So it seems like we're supposed to just stun them. Because we basically have like an invisible HP amount, and it's unclear what the barrier does, because the visitors just seem to attack regardless. You're done. The fight now over, the sewer is oddly calm again. KK sweeps the space looking for any clues that may be left behind. Why would a pack of monsters manifest their evil here? But then he sees it, fixed to one wall of the tunnel. A wooden tag, sometimes called a kifuda. This might be what summoned those things. KK reaches out to take the Kifuda down, but as his fingertips approach it, yeah, well, unfortunately in this it takes one hit, and because the enemies attack every turn, it immediately gets destroyed, so it's a completely wasted turn. So it's just a DPS race, just stun, then attack, stun, then attack, and then attack once more. And then just tank any damage. And that was the solution. Just rock, paper, scissors, but not really. Rinko. God damn it. Rinko! Erica! KK feels a big, quick thump through his body. When he looks down, he sees someone else's arm stabbing through his chest. It's horrifying. Black smoke rushes out of his body. Looking back up, KK sees a man wearing a Hanya mask. Yeah. As KK comes to, he realizes that he is in the tunnel once again. No, still. He looks at his chest. It's totally fine. No gaping hole, not even a scratch. Sweating, breathing heavy, his mind races. It was a horrible dream. Maybe a vision? He grips the Kifuda in his hand. I won't let him get away with this. So hard that it smashes into pieces. At that moment, KK realizes he's not actually alone. Distracted by his fury, he had missed the approach of someone new. Who's there? Surprised, he spins to face this entity, but before he can raise his other hand... Ah! KK emerges from the tunnel to find Ryota waiting with the rest of the team. You fool! You run into a wall of Kagare and your instinct is to walk deeper into it? When you know we're on our way to help? Listen, No, you listen. I'm not done yelling at your stupid ass for making me worry about you. Okay, but... All of our instruments at HQ started going wild. We broke basically every traffic law in Tokyo twice to get here as quick as possible. And then we find an open sewer inner trance, little Ryota peering down into this dirty tunnel, clearly considering climbing down there despite our best efforts to cover for you and keep him busy. Sure, except... So we take a look for ourselves. It's corruption in all directions, the place absolutely soaking in spirit residue. It's like they're amassing an army beneath our feet, and you go sniffing around alone? It's not... Maybe let her finish? Worst of all, you arrive stinking but unscathed, having just gone just long enough to have me convinced that you were really hurt down there, that I would never see you alive again. Problem with disappearing into a dangerous sewer all alone is that the longer you're gone after Rinko has asked you to be cautious, the more time she has to consider the things she'll shout at you when you return. The things we've been through together, when you're in danger, it's as if I can feel it deep down, but there's nothing I can do. What if you had died? The thought of being haunted by you, of all people, I almost climbed down there to kill you myself. I'm sorry, should have waited. Don't you dare be nice to me right now. I need to calm down. I value your friendship and support. I didn't hear that. Safely above ground, reunited with his team, KK turns his attention to the original source of all this drama, his young client Ryota. You were never going to tell me, were you? Sosuke isn't your best friend, he's your dog. He's my dog and my best friend. KK steps back nervously as Sosuke tries to jump into his lap, tail wagging. Oh, calm down. He just wants to be pet. Jeez. Who would have thought that such a tough-as-nails former detective would have such a strong phobia around dogs? Don't have to broadcast it, alright? Don't be scared. Sosuke loves everyone. Maybe he should draw the line at loving monsters and following them into the sewer. Ryota hugs his dog and gets a face full of licks in response. KK relaxes slightly, seeing how harmless this little dog is, but still keeps some distance. Thank you so much for bringing me home safely, Mr. KK. Mr. KK? What an adorable alias. When exactly did you start going by this short nickname, KK? Suppose it has a fun ring to it. Not quite so formal as your full name, Before we get too sidetracked, as the lead investigator on this one, you've got some paperwork to do, KK. Not sure what's worse, fighting monsters or filling out all these damn forms. It's obvious that you prefer the fighting to paperwork. KK scribbles out a few quick lines. Only Ed can read them. Hey kid, this is for you. Oh, is it a prize for helping you find that ghost? Almost. It's the bill. Ryota's face sinks as he left holding the check. Lucky for you, today's work is pro bono. That means free. Consider this your receipt. Feeling generous right now. Ryota looks closely at the paper in his hand. It says, the case of the cursed manhole, extermination complete, KK. Leaning in over his shoulder, Rinko lets an uncharacteristically loud burst of laughter. Oh, now I get it. You didn't choose the nickname KK. Sloppy paperwork chose it for you. There's a lot in this life that we don't get to choose. Call me what you like. Not like I've any use for a real name these days, and definitely not one of my old names. Doesn't matter what anyone calls me so long as I find that bastard. KK's gaze looks fierce, as though he's recalling a bitter past. Reflected in his eyes is Ryota, who looks pleased to have received KK's autograph. KK's expression softens up in response. That said, I guess KK's not so bad. There we go. And that's that. I feel like the story behind that case is not stream friendly. Oh, in the full game, KK is voiced by Kazuhiko Inoue. There we go. That makes sense. This is a lot of credits for what we just played through. I feel like back in the day, like back in the 360 generation, this would have been like a bonus comic book that you would get with like the collector's edition of a game. Don't forget customer service. Yeah. Still doesn't really take the place of a demo, and I don't think it realistically adds much to the story, but I thought I would check it out. I feel like that's also probably how long it took to make this. Yeah, kinda. Oh my god. One person's middle name is Blasto. Must be a big Mass Effect fan. I cannot imagine calling a friend or coworker with a straight face like, "Hey, Blasto." It's very important we know who repairs the copy machine at ZeniMax Media. That one guy who installed the internet one time. Okay, they're literally the cleaning team, the sous chef. Damn, they're crediting the dining room. Damn, Ice, maybe you should get a job at the ZeniMax cafeteria, and then you'll get in the credits on one of these games. You could be in the credits of Hi-Fi Rush 2. I love it when credits are ridiculous like this. Okay, let's be honest. You've credited so many people. Did we need a special thanks? And with all the other stuff that's been in the credit, why are these Bethesda.net staffers in the special thanks section and not in the rest of the credits? Yeah, the one for the 360 or whatever. I'm curious what happened with the audio. No, that's still the default, and I cranked it after we got in there, and the voice lines were so fucking quiet. Okay, well, we did that. Now, as exciting as it would be to go straight into Ghostwire Tokyo, I am actually really in the mood to like finish the Lies of P demo after playing Eater Nights earlier. So it was not called Splinter Cell 5. It was called like Redemption or Damnation or something generic like that.